Welcome to Desert Island Tips. It's my pleasure today to welcome Unwittinglymine. Unwittinglymine, I can assure you, is a madman from Twitter. How are you, sir?
Fine, thanks.
That's good to hear. Right, what was life like for you growing up?
I had a good childhood. I remember my parents working a lot, but very reliant on mother. My older brother played football to quite a high degree, so my father and my brother were always doing their thing in the Saturday mornings and things like that, so that's when I get dragged to the shops. An abiding memory of youth is walking round and seeing my mother touch all the clothes to check the quality or whatever, and I hated getting dragged round the shops, hated it. But no, a cracking childhood. I remember childhood, long summers, deep winters, and just fun. I think the emphasis has always been on fun. It was a nice environment, just the four of us in the house, my mum, dad, myself and my older brother, and not a huge extended family, always at a distance, but you know, there were family gatherings which were always a right good laugh. I loved school, hated the discipline factor, but childhood was great fun, and naturally progression in childhood was going to see Celtic. That was when I got to spend time with my father and my brother, because he'd been done with playing football in the morning, and then it was the game in the afternoon when I was collected and taken when I was old enough. Can't remember my earlier ventures to Parkhead, but I was assured that I was taken when I was just out of nappies. Right. But it was the late 70s when obviously memories kick in, you start to remember things, and that played an important part in childhood. But yeah, abiding memory of childhood was just good fun.
So your first song, what would that be?
Right, first song, I'm blaming my brother for this. I've mentioned him a couple of times already. My brother was 5 years older than me, so with me being younger, I kind of latched on to his musical tastes. And I've got to say, he liked quite a mix of music, but orchestral manoeuvres, Enola Gay. I remember the first time I saw it on Top of the Pops. I came home from school, it was a Thursday, and there was a girl in my class who'd been there since primary one. She was leaving to go to America. I could still remember watching it, listening to it with knots in my stomach actually. Song number one for me.
That was Enola Gay by Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark. Right, I know you're a big music fan. How did this come about?
I use music as an escape, relax, and I like everything, as the poor folks on Twitter know. It can go from classic to TV theme tunes and things like that. It can be ridiculous. After working hard, or even as a youngster, coming home from school, you go into a darkened room and listen to music and relate to it, reflect with it, try and find common ground in the lyrics or the songs, how you feel. Because life is, full of ups and downs, and the songs we identify with can help us just to flow, and I guess I always in my head had a song for every situation. My brother introduced me to Kraftwerk, whom I'm pleased to say I saw live many years ago. They still tour occasionally, which I'm surprised at, that they're still on, Ralph's still alive. I could go from that to almost thrash metal, I was going to say, when the Cult sold out and duffed it with Electric. Still went to see them play it again the other night. Yeah, you could go from one extreme to the other with music. I love listening to music. I just love it.
Do you have a favourite style of music?
I've been told by my dear friends that I'm a goth trapped in a fat man's body. But I hate that when you go to Cult gigs and you still see these guys. I remember there was a guy worked in Virgin, and I saw him again the other night, and he's still built like a twig. And you think, you're like 55 or something, and he looks like a bit like Nick Cave. Aye. And I'm thinking, you bastard, it's just, look at you, life's not got you, either that or it's something more sinister, I didn't look at his arms. One of my dear friends, was the original drummer in a famous local band, and we'll leave it at that. He played in the first 3 singles or something. You see him now, he's still got the nuts and bolts and the peroxide hair, and you think he just looks like a rock star, Right. I've only seen him in a suit 3 times in my life. Once was his wedding, and the other twice was my father's funeral and my mother's funeral. And even at that, he had black Converse on, he's just Mr. Rock and Roll, I hate guys like that. I liked, obviously we started there with orchestral manoeuvres, and then the next big thing for my brother was right at the end of the 70s, and he said, wait till you hear this band from Ireland. I said, you know, who is it? He said, this band U2. He said, I'm going to see them at Tiffany's. When U2 come along again, that's what I was talking about. You go from synthesizers to guitars, and I loved the sound that the guy Evans got, or Edge or whatever he's called, got out of his guitar, and so that sufficed. And I do, and again, people on Twitter know, and I apologise most profusely when I'm drunk and I go off on and it's one after the other. I just think some of the tracks that they produced were just amazing, and you'll probably find out later on as we go along. Again, it's with music, it's just moments that hit you. The Tube, what a programme. I mean, and again, every type of music was represented pretty much on that. But when they did their kind of specials, when the Echo and the Bunnymen gig from St George's Hall, 1984, that was another one. I mean, I'd heard my brother, I remember, you know, playing Rescue and Back of Love and stuff like that. But when I heard The Cutter being played live, that blew me again. Yeah. My favourite music, and I'll return there most of the time, is Bunnymen, Cult, Mission, The Cure. God, some of the stuff that The Cure did as well. I'm a total idiot. I based my English higher essay around a forest, for God's sake. I only got a B, by the way. I was really pissed off about that. I thought, whoever marked this one just doesn't get it. The question was, I do a short essay from this, you know, one of these opening or ending statements. Aye. And I think it was suddenly I stopped. Literally, that was it. And I went, and I just started. That was suddenly I stopped, and boom, a forest. Right. I was lost in a forest all alone, and that was it. So I went. It was probably the worst essay that the marker ever looked at in their life, mind you. So that's God, The Cure were just, because they were all over the place with their sound as well. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing here with my hands, but actually that didn't sound right. Can we edit that one out? Yes, I mean, some of their stuff, it was like, you know, deep, and then there was just some silly pop music. In fact, it's a regret that none of their tunes are there as well. It's oh God, I like everything. I'm a lying toad trying to sit here and say I can categorise myself. I do. I like everything apart from all the Simon Cowell shout. I mean, that is just an abomination. I mean, I can understand that people will watch it for a laugh and whatever, but, you know, like Christmas number 1, sorry, I feel really emotional about this. It used to be a big thing, even if it was shit, you know, even if it was, I better not slag Cliff Richard, because my mum really liked Cliff Richard. But stuff like that, you know, the Christmas number 1 was it meant something. Yeah. Whereas now it's just commercialised. I know, sorry, repeat that. It always was commercialised, but now it is just manufactured crap. Yeah. And no doubt some of these people are talented. You know, I'm not going to decry that, but you know, that side of music's gone. But I guess it's moved into a different sphere now. Everything's online. It's you know, and there's all these bands out there that. They just wouldn't get a shout anywhere if it wasn't for new technology, you know. But oh God, I've still not answered this question yet.
So I take it your second song won't be an X Factor song?
No, definitely not. It's Mr. Blobby. No, second song, I Will Follow You Too. It's got to be first time I heard that. Even, I don't know how they got the sound. It sounded like milk bottles falling down a stair. At the start, that's the way I did it. It's obviously a glockenspiel or something, but that, just a fantastic song.
That was I Will Follow by U2. Who were your influences and heroes?
Influences and heroes, again, to this day, my brother, the baby Jesus. Golden child, I call him many things, but strong influence. Not strong enough, if many of his friends would testify. Many of my friends would testify. My father, belatedly, it's that childhood thing where, you know, it's your dad. You get to an age where you rebel. We all get to that stage where, you know, you fall out with them. They're trying their best for you to try and influence you and guide you, but you think you know better and off you go. Now I realise, you know, what a strong influence he was on me, and miss him dearly. Wish I could talk to him, but still need that influence. How he coped with a lot of things must have been very, very difficult. With my mother was disabled, my brother and my father mainly. Out with that, if you want a list of football heroes, God, I can just trip them off. They just came out from Celtic, late 70s, George McCluskey. Loved George McCluskey. Then it was Charlie Nick. He burst on the scene. Man, what a player. People forget, a broken leg, in those 3 years we really saw him. The guy was magic. I loved him when he came back as well. I know a lot of Celtic fans weren't particularly chuffed with him and they thought he took the huff, and to this day they think he's having a dig when he's writing his column and all the rest of it. The guy's Celtic daft, and if I had any newspaper column, would I compromise my views? Probably not. That's why I've not got a newspaper column. Charlie was he was the first superstar. I think he became, as pin-up as such. Not too sure about some of the haircuts, but again, I can't really comment. Going forward, and again, football heroes, I liked wee Andy Walker in the centenary year. It was funny how a lot of people at the time didn't take to Frank McAvenny right off. Even I remember in my first ever Old Firm game, I was never allowed to go, and my first ever one was the 2nd of January 1988, when I went with my fresh out the wrapper centenary hoops on, under a jumper I might add. My father was like, don't be displaying colours. Do you know that strip is hanging up in its cellophane in my wardrobe to this day? Never a chance in hell of fitting over my shoulders now, but it's still sitting there. But I remember even after he scored, which his second goal, and there was guys round about us still going, oh, sake, McAvenny, It took Frank a wee while, and then now we tend to kind of laugh and joke about him, but he was some player, Frank McAvenny. Maybe not quite there in the football heroes for me, but he was a cracking player. Then moving on, Jakinovsky, what a player. But again, most of these guys are slightly unhinged. In fact, I've got to cover this. I came into the house last week and my eldest daughter was listening to, she'd stuck on that Madonna collection CD, and Cherish came on, which took me. Do you remember when the players used to, at half time, they got to pick their 3 favourite songs? Right? And I remember Tony Shepherd once said Slippery People and all that, and I think, you're cool. Says the guy who sat deliberating over what songs to put on himself. But anyway, Jakinovsky's top 3, I can't remember what the other 2 were, but his top song was Madonna, Cherish. So I was there with my pal at the game and we were pissing ourselves all the way home. We were thinking, can you imagine Jackie up victorious trying to nip all the women, and Madonna comes on, and of course, maybe, I don't know if this is politically correct, but all the way home we were giving it Cherish the love, trying to feel a lot of Polish accent. Just imagining hymns at the side of the dance floor giving it, alright doll, but just, so every time I hear that I'll piss myself laughing. That's funny. But he was fab. I remember that night when he scored the 4 goals and you think, how the hell did we... And I blamed Aitken that night for turning side on. Remember the way Aitken turned side on to guys? Right. And he gets skinned like 3 times by the same guy doing the same thing, Listen, it begins and ends with Henrik Larsson, and I'll be brutally honest, Celtic will never be the same for me. I think it was maybe just the timing. Henrik left, my father died, mother took seriously ill, so it was just an emotional mess at the time. And Celtic is something that we all tend to identify quite strongly, whether it's an escape. It's become more than just watching 11 guys kicking a ball. I'm sitting here talking to you. I met you at a book launch and I've conversed with you online, and there's many others because of a common love of Celtic. It grows beyond. It's not just a personal thing, it's personal for tens of thousands of others, and everyone's all channeling that way, and we all have different opinions, and I won't mention Scott Brown. We all have different opinions, but at the end of the day we all want Celtic to do well, and I respect another man's belief that would say, no, I don't like Charlie Nicholas, I preferred George McCluskey, but I liked him too, or I wanted Frank McGarvey. But all these guys were all heroes in the sense that they were all wearing the Celtic jersey. But Henrik Larsson, I remember when he first arrived, we actually called him Nena Cherry, with his blonde dreadlocks. Buffalo stance. We were on a stag weekend in Dublin for that game against Hibs at the start of the season where he gave the ball away and Charlie scored, and I do recall there was a few shouts going up going, are you playing that, Nena Cherry? Then it started to click. It took my father actually to say to me, he said, see him, this guy's the real deal. He said, there's an all-round player. He said, he's just magnificent. And then latterly, one of his last comments about him was, over the last 25, 30 years, he's the only one that would get into the Lions team. And I would pretty much agree with that. I mean, we've had some fab guys with some great players. Hero, Henrik Larsson, the guy, just amazing.
Your third song?
Third song, I mentioned them earlier, Echo and the Bunnymen, The Cutter. Just, what a song it's got to be.
That was The Cutter by Echo and the Bunnymen. What are your earliest memories of going to Celtic Park?
Walking up Springfield Road. Wednesday night games were biggies for me. There was a wall that ran down and all the railings had been cut away outside the old school, and that's where my dad used to park his car. And I remember walking along the wall and at night and looking up at the floodlights. It was just something about it, looking up at the stadium, and you could see this huge, the light beaming down, and especially if it was raining, you could see the raindrops coming through it, the smoke billowing out from under the cantilever. We stood in the Rangers end. My father was from Rutherglen. He would maybe have a drink in Chapman's more often than the county, and we'd be cracking up. My grandfather would often be there trying to pacify us because we were desperate not to miss You'll Never Walk Alone. But the earliest memories, holding my dad's big strong hand. I look at my children now and wonder if they feel the same when they hold my hand. And hearing the kind of muffled thing from the tannoy, it was magical. Just amazing. We stood in the Rangers end, so you were mixing with fans of other teams. I don't get all this segregation crap, because you'd be the St Mirren and Kilmarnock and Aberdeen or whatever. I know there would be a kind of stronger pocket of them right in the kind of middle of the Rangers end, but we were more just at the main stand. I remember running about down the front. That was just what kids did. But then you realise you couldn't see over those wee turquoise disabled car that all parked there. It was just a brilliant experience. And then when we scored a goal, and frightening actually, the noise it's generated. I think it's noisier now obviously because the stadium's more enclosed, and you wonder, some of the noise generated at these Champions League nights, and you see as the camera pans the crowd, or even as you look round the stadium, there's some youngsters there, and you think, God, how do you cope with that? It's quite daunting. The earliest memories were walking up with my dad, my brother. Just felt magic. It was just a brilliant memory.
Your fourth song?
This is where progression wise, musically, I started to veer off, and the hair get longer and blacker and bluer and redder, and the Cult, Spirit Walker.
What irritates you?
Oh gosh, did I just say oh gosh? I did say oh gosh, didn't I? Right, okay. Just as well there wasn't a golly in there. If we're going to talk purely football, I'm going to keep this really simple. What irritates me is rules not being applied. The law of the land and the so-called rules of the football associations. I'll leave it at that. We'll be here for 2 hours. That's it. That really irritates the hell out of me, because I feel cheated in certain degrees when proper rules are not applied. I guess this is maybe just even a work thing coming out here, where as part of a team you're allowing somebody to do something, and if I know we can get distracted and things like that, we get led in other directions, that breakdown can sometimes lead to hassle, so that irritates me. Other than that, I pretty much try and laugh my way through. I just laugh it off. You've got to, when you get through life, things that irritate you when you're 5 obviously are, I don't want fish fingers for dinner. Things that irritate you when you're a angry teenager, obviously totally different. When you admit that you're getting older, the things that did irritate you, they're of no consequence, really, in the grand scheme of things.
Oh golly gosh. We're on to your fifth song.
Fifth song, Public Image Limited, Rise. Because if we're going to be irritated, anger is an energy.
How do you relax?
Listening to music. Listening to music. Downtime with family's good with the kids. I guess music revolves around that as well. My eldest daughter plays sax and piano. I do believe she's starting to pick up a guitar. Chuffed about. Listening to music when I get the chance. I work quite a lot, so when I get the chance, it's music. And watching Celtic, I wouldn't say an occasion that's the most relaxing pastime in the world. Yeah, Celtic music, and I've got to say, I love Twitter, it's magic. I go on there and I am the class clown, I guess. Total, just a vent of all sorts of nonsense. But there's some good people on there who help me relax, actually. You get into some good chat, and some of the characters on there, some of them I'm hoping to meet soon. A lot of them I've met. You know, people will ask me, how come you can spend hours on end? I'll just have the iPhone sitting or the iPad sitting. I'm not big on TV, apart from old stuff. Again, that's the age. Some of you guys will not know who Sergeant Bilko is. The real one, Phil Silvers, not Steve Martin. MASH and old TV things. Do you remember Marine Boy? The wee guy who ate the chewing gum, he could swim with a dolphin, and I bought that DVD and gave it to my son. I was like, here, I watched this when I was like 5. And he's like, yeah, I'm watching SpongeBob or whatever shit it is that they're watching now. And I say, no, watch that. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've got Danger Mouse DVDs, Mary, Mungo and Midge, for God's sake. And the kids are like, yeah, alright. Tom and Jerry comes on, if they're watching a cartoon channel, and I'll go, oh no, it's one of the MGM ones. Like, crap. I said, do you want the Fred Quimby's? And they're like, what, Fred Quimby's? I said, the best ones were Fred. Did you have Tom and Jerry? I was like, aye. I said, and so did your grandparents. It's not just about you, your selfish wee so. I'll sit with the kids and do that, watch old stuff. Remember like even Robinson Crusoe and all that. Summer Holidays, Champion the Wonder Horse. I loved all that stuff. But I don't have the time really to watch. I'll watch some of documentaries and stuff at midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep. So, but that is a form of relaxation, I suppose. But
your 6th song?
A band called The Kitchens of Distinction did some great stuff. Drive That Fast was probably their more popular song, but they did a cover version of this song of an old TV theme called White Horses. And I hope you enjoy it, because I think it's magic.
Right, so what does the future hold for you?
Getting old, hopefully retaining my hair. Sorry. Just realised that was out there. That I didn't.
That hurt.
Right, okay. Sorry, my brother and I have an ongoing, I think my brother from a young age, he'd kill me if he heard me just now, receding hairline. And I know there's a couple of guys who might listen to this who know him, who will be chuckling at that one. Receding, whereas thank God for my mother's hairline, I've got a mop. No, the future, all joking aside, I'd like things to calm down. I've had a hectic time, truthfully. Don't want a woe is me thing, but when father passed away and mum was seriously ill, so I looked after her for a number of years with help, because I couldn't cope actually. So there was another family member put himself out to the nth degree to help, but it's been hell in all honesty. So the future, I'd like a bit of peace. That would probably explain some of my more eccentric exclamations and pronouncements on public forums. I'm quite a simple guy, go to work, just feed the family, listen to music, and get extremely drunk and red wine on occasion. That's the selfish element of it. I want my children to be happy, safe and warm. If they do well at school, which I hope they will do, it's not the be all and end all. It certainly helps, but I want them to try their best. They will be given every encouragement that they can, and I think the education system has changed for the better in that respect. I think in our generations it was you'll amount to nothing. And I'm pleased to see that some of the biggest receivers of those statements that I knew as kids have went on and done very, very well. But I think the education system seems to be geared more for success and more varied, whereas, when I said I'm going to take music, what you take music for? You're not going to get a job. And I'm like, well, because I want to. And you get railroaded out. I think we get railroaded out of what we wanted to do, whereas now the kids are positively encouraged to explore and find what it is that they're good at, because there's so many things out there. Unfortunately, there's not enough jobs for them just now, but hope that will change. Kids definitely just need them to, I just want them to be safe and happy and healthy.
Right, before we go to your next song, I have 3 wee small questions for you.
I don't do short answers. Actually,
I have noticed.
Maybe it's occurred to everyone how bloody difficult it is for me to put 140 characters for me to say something on Twitter.
Right, the first one. One thing you would like to see changed in Scotland?
tolerance, more tolerance. Intolerance runs to the bitter core in Scotland. You can draw your own conclusions as to what I'm referring to, but there is a disrespect of others' beliefs, whatever that may be, religious, political, fiscal policy beliefs, anything. There's just it's angry and bitter, I think. There is also racism, which goes with the intolerance, and racism, I think, is even rising to the fore as we speak with certain referendums that are in our midst. I'd like everyone to take a step back and stop equating things in such animal fashion. Just, we need to be more respectful.
Someone in history you would like to meet, and why?
Definitely Jesus. Did he exist? Probably. I get called a blasphemer and whatnot. I call him the big socialist joiner. Pedantic so-and-so's on Twitter who say he was a carpenter. Yeah, my take on he was the first socialist, man of the people, politician. I'd like to meet Jesus.
The third question, I think, will be right up your street. Who's your favourite cartoon character?
Oh, brilliant. I can't narrow that one down either. Can I run through the ones I like till I get to the one that's favourite? Can you call the Banana Splits cartoon characters?
No.
Because the Arabian Nights, size of an elephant. Right, I like the Arabian Nights, that was good. I'm not often stuck for words. You can see I'm a really mature guy, can't you? I'm running through my head right now going, Battle of the Planets, I liked Keop. I liked all the stupid guys. The one thing, can I say, I didn't like, they ruined a whole load of cartoons. There was, Scooby-Doo was brilliant, then that wee bastard Scrappy get introduced. The fuck is that all about? I mean, really? That irritates me. Can we rewind? It ruined the cartoon. Godzilla was good as well, and then that Godzuki appeared. Do you know what? I'm going to say Scooby-Doo, and as soon as I'm outside, I'm going to go, no, it wasn't. It was the Hint Hill Mob. Penelope Pitstop. I hated her as well. Pain in the arse. Top Cat. Yeah.
Right.
Because it was based around Sergeant Bilko. I mean, Benny the Ball was Dwayne Doberman and all that. Top Cat. The original one.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Your penultimate song?
Stone Roses, I Want to Be Adored. I Want to Be Adored, so just a great song. Really good song.
Right, we've come to the part of the programme where I give you the complete works of the dandy and a copy of the Bible to take with you to your island. Would you like a copy of the Bible?
Yeah.
Yep. And another book. What would you take and why?
My two favourite books. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. The guy was right, sadly, I think. Just blew my mind. And it blows my mind even more when I see some of what I believe to be government controls, and God only knows what's going on in the background just now. That's one that I'd have to fight over. The other would be Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee by Dee Brown, about the Native American Indians. Yes, I admit, before anyone shouts at the iPod or whatever you're listening to going, that's because of the cult, I know you read that because of the cult. I did. Okay, right, I did. All that Moya stuff for the Southern Death Cult, and I couldn't believe it when you read the history of the Native American and how they were persecuted. And it's a reflection on how we enforce democracy on others. Slight tangent there, but I think you know the parallel I'm trying to gain with it. Just a very, very powerful and historical documentation of what happened, and it didn't need to be that way. And I guess that might just be the epitaph for the human race, is it didn't need to be that way. So I'd probably, and the fact that it's a longer book, so I could take longer to read it, I'd take Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee with me.
A luxury. Something to make your life a bit more bearable on the island. And remember, it can't be another human being, and it can't be a mobile phone.
Right, wait a minute, do we have chargers on this island?
Nope.
So we don't have Twitter?
Nope.
I'm goosed then, eh? What am I going to do? Copy of Razzle. I didn't say that out loud. I did not say that out loud. That'd be deemed a luxury. Slip it inside the Bible. Risky. Ooh. Anyway, no, a luxury. A quilt. because I can, when I like to slouch, I'm a professional sloucher, so I take my quilt through to the couch. Do anybody still do that? Is it just the kids? Aye, my quilt. I did my quilt, aye.
You know you won't have a couch.
That's alright, I've got a beach.
Right, that's fine. Your final song.
Right, okay, final song. I'm going to get melancholy and emotional here. Final song is a song by U2 called Sometimes You Can't Make It On Your Own. Some of you guys out there will know how melancholy I can get. That song was released in an album just a few days after my father passed away, and when I heard it for the first time, it blew me away, actually. I couldn't believe the words. When we talk about influences, heroes, Celtic, everything, none of that would have happened without my father. It's quite hard to say. I could have finished in 100 songs, but I guess what we've talked about here, that's the most relevant. And it's a brilliant song as well, it goes without saying, but the words just, we fight all the time, and it's just, because we're so alike, it's just incredible. Or words to that degree, it's not the exact lyrics, it's just, I have to go out in that because of everything that we've spoken about. Don't want to sound so emotional, but it is emotional, and that's my last song.
Unwittingly Mine, thank you very much for being a Desert Island Tim.
Thanks, Billy.